Hello, 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 everybody. Ben here. Happy Hannon Studios. Coming at you live from the studio here in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, home of Cedar Crest Ice Cream. We are going to review the last hybrid wrestling entertainment show, of course, live from its home in the Badger State Brewing in Ashwaubeon, Wisconsin. Some may call it Green Bay. It's Ashwaubeon. Great night of wrestling. I would dare say action-packed action, though Josh won't say it. I'll say it. So we are going to go ahead here and do a review of the show minus the matches. We'll do the matches separately. So I'm going to kind of break it down a little bit and talk about some things about how I get to the grade I gave it and then give you the grade I gave it. So we start out with the venue. Unfortunately, back to really dark because BJ was not there to set up his lights. That makes such a huge difference, especially for a content creator such as myself, content creator, photographer, videographer. I do it all. I'm a triple threat man. So especially for me, it makes what I do very difficult. Now I figure out a way to do the best I can do, but boy, oh boy, is it dark. Not dark just for that, but dark for the wrestlers, dark for the fans. Even the casual non-take picture fans must find it a little difficult because, again, not a lot of light. I don't think there's really anything we can do about that. It's just how the place is set up. We just need BJ there with the lights. Beer, as always. I always try a beer every time I go there. As always, excellent. No food. Aside from some fancy popcorn, it just gives me an excuse to go to a different restaurant unless there's a really good food truck there. There was not. The food truck didn't speak to me this time. So I went to the, Stadium View. Had dinner. Adequate. Plenty of parking. Never an issue from parking. Again, aside from the dark with no real food, it is a perfect venue for wrestling from a space and setup point of view. It's a nice looking arena. Kind of fits HWE's more serious, we aren't funny playing around type of personality. It's got that kind of air about it. HWE very much wants to be taken seriously. It's like the opposite of now. It wants to be taken seriously. Absolutely perfect venue for that because it's a serious venue. Next up, staff. Staff is staff, I guess. I'm very used to Now That's Wrestling. Before Now That's Wrestling, I'm very much used to WPW. Both back when I initially went to it and now. Where there's fans. There's the casual fans, and then there's the not so casual fans. Come close. I am not a casual fan. I put a lot of effort into what I do for the wrestling federations I go to. Certainly don't need an attaboy, a big hug, but hey Ben, glad to see you is what I get from now. It's what I got from Ron back when Ron ran WPW and what I got from TW3 when TW3. He wouldn't take but a second, but we would shake my hand. Nice to see you. Move on. I get a little bit more from now, but that's because I love now. Big hugs and kisses. A TJ is, again, it's that very serious, concentrating on making sure the show's running good. Maybe gets a little like, oh gosh, I want to make sure this is a perfect show, and I get that. So whatever. Again, I'm just reviewing. That is something that's a little bit different for me than other shows. Announcer. Yes, Mr. Joshua. I have it written down here. Will never cease to amaze me how different the same person can be with announcing. Again, now I did see him at WPW. That's actually where I was introduced to him, and he was a pretty serious fella there. So color me surprised when I went to Now and he's action-packed action. Sponsors! Really funny and fun and relatable, and just the fans just love him. Now, those of us that come from Now definitely try to pull some of that funniness out of him, almost to the point of where he seems to get irritated with us. Not going to stop doing that. Because again, The Josh that those of us who go to Now love is the Josh, this funny, lovable Josh. Even changes a little bit when he's dealing with us. It just is a very different Josh. That's all. Not a bad, not a good, just different. Again, it's that same running theme. HWE, very serious. We are very serious. We take things very seriously. And I'm not faulting them. They put on a quality show. But in the end, and this is what I would say about any wrestling federation, it's really my complaint about ACW is they take themselves far too seriously. They forget that they are a local show that lets people who love wrestling get away from the world for a while and enjoy some action-packed action. But in the end, it's not serious. I'll talk more about that in a different video. But again, that's why Now is amazing, is because they don't take themselves seriously. They just have fun and they bring us fans right along with it. So, just again, very different Josh. Refs, Cody and Wade, two of the best refs in the Midwest. And for being so new to it, they are amazing. Plus, they're my buds. Vato. Loved by all. I just found out recently he was a wrestler. Didn't realize that till recently. But yeah, just loved by all. Truly a professional. Amazing at what he does. I'm sure someone the other refs absolutely look up to. New guy this week. Didn't know him. Funny guy. Interacted really well with the crowd. If I had a complaint, and I'm doing a review, so if I say nothing, you'll be like, wow, this must be the perfect show. Why'd you give it this grade? He kind of stood in the way. He didn't move a lot, and unfortunately, where he stood was right in front of where I was trying to take pictures and videos, so missed a few cool moves, but you know, it is what it is. Not all about me. Photos and video. Video guy, amazing. Constantly moving, circling around, making sure he wasn't in front of anybody. Looked back, and oh gosh, stopped if he saw I was taking pictures. And that's really, to me, if you see somebody who's taking pictures, videos, and you're the photographer, obviously you have to do your job. But, pause for a second. Always awesome, always appreciated. The photographer. If there was a real negative of the show, that was it. Now, pictures. Amazing pictures. I've seen some of what he did. Did a really good job. I feel like he wasn't a regular wrestling photographer because he, too, picked a corner, and that's where he stood. And unfortunately, the corner he picked right in front of me. So where there's some times I had to, move around to try to capture things. Again, I too am good at what I do and typically can capture something even when there's someone in front. I move around. It is why I love Now, because I can move around. So I'm going to stop the video here. I don't want it to be over 10 minutes too long, but I'll pick it up in the next one. If I don't see you again, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.